What a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Arwin, Chocolate Sane, Jose, Ranty Flat Earth, The Plain Truth, and Sleeping Warrior. Good to have you all.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. What?
Hello.
Hey,
Good morning.
Bonjour.
You realise that's the second time you've done that to me without reply, right?
No, it's the first time, but yeah, I didn't know about the situation, so
No, it's the
I was
second
just
time. You've
taking
already
care of
snapped
my
me once,
spot,
and I
that's
already
all.
owed you one.
Oh, God. So before the show began, well, no, I'll give you a bit more backstory just to drop him right in it. So about 3 weeks ago, Ranty unloaded a barrage of friendly fire and sniped Arwin. And I went nuts at Ranty and said, you've got to apologise. He refused. I said, all that'll happen from this point on is now there'll be friendly fire here and there. And sure enough, within a few weeks, we've now got a situation where bloody Ranty, Sleeping Warrior, and Arwin are all now sniping at each other. It's not funny. It's not funny.
Ranty.
It should be housekeeping. It's not funny.
I'm the victim here.
Oh,
I haven't
bollocks.
sniped
No,
anyone.
You're
not.
not a victim. That's just nonsense, and you know it.
No,
yeah,
listen.
I did
we had a
this
conversation.
specifically because I didn't trust you. I
Owen,
thought,
listen,
yeah, if you're
listen,
going to come
Owen,
in, you're going to
Owen,
snipe
just
me.
listen. Just listen.
I've
a
been
minute.
locked out for almost a week, Riley, because of
Owen,
you.
just listen.
Dickhead.
We had a conversation, and it was agreed that you'd been punished enough. You'd had a timeout, and it was time that you came back in and let bygones be bygones and get back to work. That was what was agreed. So we
Yeah,
unblocked
I wasn't
you to allow you
informed,
back
okay?
in.
And
Like,
yeah, I
I
haven't
came in
been
and you
punished
sniped me
enough
straight
because I
away.
didn't deserve any of that.
Who's
No, you
punishing
needed a
who?
timeout
Why are
for your
people
own
being
good.
punished? What's going on here? I don't
No,
get
you
any
just
of
needed a
this.
timeout for your own good. That was
No,
how,
I
that's the
don't.
way I
You're
took
not
it.
my goddamn father, okay?
Right, listen,
Keep
this
your
is supposed to be
attitude
the
to
olive
yourself.
branch, so let's not get into a fight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then don't start one.
Well,
You
don't be
sniped
an
me
Alright,
before I
let's-
even
don't be
opened
an
my
angry
mouth.
Don't
little
talk
elf.
to me like you're my dad, okay? You're not.
No, I'm just
You've
trying
had
to.
a- you've
I'm
had a
trying to
week
keep
off.
things civil.
So, Chocolate, how are you
Come
doing,
on.
Chocolate? What's going on with you?
I'm all right, man. What's going on,
Excellent,
man? How you
excellent.
feeling over there?
I'm
Cool,
doing
cool.
okay. You know, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
All right. That's what's up.
Work going good for you?
Yeah.
How's the weather?
Everything's good, man.
Chocolate, are you talking to somebody else?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Travis.
we're talking.
I'm talking to Travis.
All right, on Skype, right?
No,
No.
Right,
we're
right
on-
here.
Travis is here.
we're
on the
just
call.
trying
But
to.
you- but-
Oh,
redirect-
wait. Your
But you see
volume
how
is really low, sorry.
we redirected the conversation to be like
Yeah.
nice and pleasant.
So
I'm
After
not-
like 2 seconds, you guys are yelling at each other. Like, let's squash this nonsense, man.
Listen, we're trying to give an olive branch. That's what we're trying to make friends. Let's not
Yeah,
snipe
well,
each
you
other.
gotta
for the
find a
fun of
better
it.
technique and actually
so,
apologize
Chocolate,
for
I
your
was
abysmal
wondering,
behavior
Chocolate,
and
if
talking
there's anything
shit
you could
about me
tell
behind my back.
about,
No, I
that's
don't talk
really
shit about you
shitty
behind your back,
behavior.
Arwin. I tell it to your face.
I can't even hear you, Travis.
housekeeping.
Oh,
I call
man.
for housekeeping.
Yeah, housekeeping. Much appreciated, Travis. Thank you. Far more subtle. So, gentlemen, any signs of Earth-based curvature?
No.
Anybody?
Yes.
No.
Excellent,
No.
Travis.
Who said yes?
I heard
I
yes
said
from
yes.
Travis.
Ruhip has a new video out demonstrating
Oh.
Earth curve with 2 observations that he has using
Really?
an auto level, which measures the radiance. It measures the radiance and takes that into account in its calibrations. And So
You are joking.
yeah, I'm not.
He
I'm not. His
wait,
new
wait,
video
wait.
is out.
He's got an auto level that measures the radius.
No. It's called a radians. Radians.
Oh,
It's
radian.
it's
Radian.
it's the unit of measurement which measures an angle. The angle of what, you ask? That's a very good question. The angle of a circle. So he has his
Out of
T900.
interest,
He's
how
making
far
an
is the observation he's done?
20 miles, I think it was 30 some kilometers, and that works out to 20 miles ish.
So we could compare it to Rancy's observation and see is it similar, right?
I would think so, sure, but he doesn't do Ranty's observation. He doesn't do it from beginning to end. He just gives us a still shot and then makes
Oh,
his
really?
comment. Yeah, it's very
Wonder why.
very very simple. He doesn't want to make too long of a video. You know how Ranty's drag on and on and on, obviously.
Well,
But,
I think what we should do is
so-
invite Ruif onto the show to present his findings and let's scrutinize them with the peer review process on YouTube that we all accustomed to. So let's invite Ruif on, and at this point, let's just drop it. Let him present it himself, I think. What do you all think?
Yeah, all are welcome. Let's move on, though, unless there's anybody else with demonstrable curvature. Ruhif, we will come back to.
So,
Anybody
no, the
else?
answer to that would be no.
Oh, anybody else? Anybody? Any signs of curve before we move on?
Can I just clarify that it was mind drone on and on and on? Was that
No,
what was
well,
said?
actually, now you've piped up, Ranty, I would like you to say what you would expect a video of that nature to contain based on the demands that have been set on you.
Location, filmed, obviously.
Temperature,
Location, height
humidity,
above sea level,
saturation,
filmed.
size of his asshole.
Let me say that he is specific on those points.
Does he show it in a video though, or is he just telling you this?
No, he just tells us.
Oh,
Again.
no. We're talking about him specifically showing where he is so it can be validated that he is where he says he is.
Yeah. That's the standard.
Yeah,
of
we want to
evidence,
know
right?
the tide, how high or low it was. We want to know the temperature of the environment.
It was,
if
it was
it was
over-
raining before or after, we want to know all the details.
Yeah,
I want to
it was
know how
over
tight
land,
his
so
sphincter
it's,
muscle was when he did it.
Yeah, what he ate before, if he took a poop before or after. We want to know all the details.
Yeah. Just to be clear, it's not over water.
Okie dokie.
Well,
Hang on, why? If it's not over water, how is that going to determine anything when the topography of the land changes between?
You gotta watch his presentation. It's not very long.
okay.
Yeah,
I'll go and watch
let's
it.
invite him on.
Here we go. Like as I say, all in
You know
welcome.
what? I can set a standard for what is required for proof of curvature, and that is you have a specific distance over sea from one piece of land to another. That's relatively short, and then you put your camera to it on a clear day, and then you don't see it because there's a bulge in the way. That would be the requirement for actual proof of curve, I think.
Well, I think seeing a curve would be the proof of curve for me.
I copy that.
Or at
Like,
least a
just show me the
predictable
curve.
bulge obstructing your view
Well,
from a
just put
set
out,
position.
put your fisheye lenses in. You'll see it.
Yeah, measurable curvature. One that's actually measurable, not measurable obstruction at a distance when you have no x-axis curvature in the same image. That's useless. Measurable curvature.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen then, is it?
Okie doke.
I
Well, let's
wanna-
move on. Any signs
I want to
of...
make a quick shout out to Sarah Christina in the chat. Hope you're
Shout
feeling
out Sarah
good.
Christina.
Hope you're feeling better.
Good to have
Yep,
you.
yep.
Any more shout outs? Good to have you. Got a few people in. Metal Slugmaster, good to see you. Pete Shea, good to have you. Reptilian Overlord, thanks for being here. What's that?
Sandra, P900.
Dougal Drop. Nice name. Good to see you, my friend. Goddess Witch Bella, thanks for being here. Mong Patrol, nice to see you. Oh, it's going quickly now. Vinegar
Joey
Strokes,
Styles.
Easy
Joey
E,
Styles, as always.
Daniel,
Vinegar
good to
Strokes.
have you.
Just saying hello.
Jimmy, good to see you.
It's just a
Why should I care?
salutation.
Good to see you.
You can do a fist, you can do a fire, you can do a thumbs up. There's just numerous different icons you can pick. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was broadcasting that.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
So in
I was
this
just being
video of
asked what the fire
Ruhif,
meant, and I
let's
just
go
went-
really quick. So it's okay for Ruhif to say, "Oh, and this is proof, and I'm happy with this." On a picture, on presenting a photograph, no video, no more information. What if Ranty, let's say Sleeping Warrior, he say, all right, I got this picture right here today, and I got this height and this distance, blah blah blah, a little bit of information, and this proved the flat Earth. What do you think is gonna happen? We're gonna get ripped by this ball. They're gonna start yelling and venting. So why is Ruhif okay with saying that? And probably the ball is gonna pat him in the back. Great job, Ruhif. You prove it one more time.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. And to be fair, I've spoken to him on Skype quite a lot, and he's turns around and he's always asking me, "What was your elevations? Where were you? What were you doing here? Can you prove that? Can you do all this?" So if you're saying that he's just put one image out and he's done a video around that, I think that's shocking. Really bad, poor behaviour from the ballers.
Should we move on or not?
Yeah.
I'd agree totally. If the expectations are so high from us and all he's managed to put out is one photograph, that doesn't seem particularly persuasive, does it? Seems a little bit hypocritical. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. Any signs of axial rotation, just for Ranty, specifically of the Earth-based spherical variety?
Oh, that's a presupposition of sphere.
Of course, we'll get to that later, Arwin.
Yeah, but it's not fair.
Yeah, the presupposition comes later.
Maybe the flat Earth is like a disc and it is spinning. The Coriolis effect and everything.
You can claim that. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing?
Hello.
And I don't think so.
Yay, Jimmy's back. Yay.
Is that a yes?
What was the question of this? What was this housekeeping aspect again? Which one?
Who's that aimed at, Travis?
I'm asking.
What was the question? The spinning, the axis, what was it?
Oh,
You asking me?
Yeah. No. I was asking what's the
Jimmy, your sound is... Oh, I mean, Travis, your sound is really, really freaking low.
Okay, I'll just drop off. It was just a stupid comment.
I've got you up as high as I can get you. You don't need to drop. I can hear you clear enough. Don't think I can get you any higher.
Nah, just move on. It's okay.
Hey, Jimbo, good to have you.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Any signs of axial rotation?
No.
Anybody?
Yeah, the seasons axial rotation, right? Because when we're farther away from the sun, it's...
No, that's the tilt, you moron. Know your own model. Come on.
Darn. Sorry.
Okay, right.
That was a tease, by the way, in case it was missed.
Any signs of a pressurized system next to a vacuum?
No.
I've seen this science fiction movie once.
There's only one question I'm really looking forward to.
All right. Any signs of a molten iron core that can self-perpetuate at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth? Wait for it. Go on. Any signs
Absolutely
of a
not.
molten iron core? Anybody?
Nope. No evidence whatsoever that iron can self-perpetuate its own electromagnetic charge.
But that's another matter. It's not gonna do that anyway, but who knows? Maybe there is a molten layer at some point.
We do need to ask about the size of Venus. Any evidence of the actual size of Venus?
Shout out to Jose for the super chat. Much obliged. Says, I love the show, Nathan. Keep the flat work. I will. Right, where are we?
The molten iron core. So if me as a flat earther, I cannot dig under more than 8 miles. I mean, how far does the globe believers have dug? Make a hole in the ground and see what's down there? 100 miles? 200? No, 7 point something miles. So how do they know what's in the center of the Earth?
Sonar readings, right? Sonar.
No, when you dig deep enough in your backyard, you come out in China.
Yeah, right. Head first. I go feet down. I jump with my feet, but I come out with the head first. Okay, thank you.
I can't believe I used to believe that.
Like all roads lead to Rome, and I guess that all tunnels downward lead to China or something.
Hey, SX, how you doing?
Hey, good morning, Nathan.
Good morning. Right, let's move on then. What about signs of Bill Miller? Anybody?
Don't you mean Brian Mullen?
No.
George Natanuk reckons he knows where Bill Miller is. So if you're out there, George, let's hear who Bill Miller the unicorn is.
Bill Miller has left the building.
Bill Miller never entered the building.
Well, funny how Bill Miller's supposed to be. What did George call him? Like a pillar in the flat Earth community. Nobody knows who the hell he is. What the hell's
Never heard
wrong
of
with
him.
you, George? You're a weirdo.
George, if you're listening,
the other pillar of the flat Earth community, apparently.
George, if you're listening, please no more swimming with the dog. People will make memes out of it. Thank you.
Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
Darwin?
Darwin's
No,
lab
there is
was
there
the-
is
the
zero
greatest
evidence
answer
for the
right there.
distance of the sun. If anybody knows how they got the distance of 93 million miles that doesn't involve the transit of Venus, where there's the assumption that Venus is the size of Earth, then we'd really like to know about it.
That's presuming it's a physical thing. I think Darwin might have something to say about that.
Well, if you assume a distance, then you assume physicality.
Talking
So,
of
yeah,
assuming
it's-
things.
It's completely it's irrelevant. There
What-
is
what
no
do you mean?
distance to the sun.
What do you mean assume, Arwen? NASA just sent a probe to the sun like 2 days ago.
So physicality with distance, I don't know. If you look 2 miles away and go there, if there's no tree, what does it mean?
No, but you're talking about a tree now, and we can definitely prove that a
Lights.
tree is physical.
Well, we can't prove a planet or a star is physical in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
That's an assumption. Yeah.
So if you assume a distance, then you assume physicality, because otherwise, it's
Is
not
there any
relevant.
is there any place we can check what is that thing made of? How it's not melting or whatever?
Well, yeah, there's observations we can do.
No. I mean the probe that they're gonna send to the sun.
Oh,
They have like a page where we can check the.
I'm
specs.
sure they have a cartoon somewhere describing it.
I'd rather track it myself. Just use a scanning device to scan out of orbit, and just see like, oh yeah, there it's going, with my own system and not some prefab program specifically designed to fool you that it's supposedly there.
Well,
I
somebody call
wonder-
NASA and ask him.
What's wrong with
wonder-
what's wrong with just taking their word for it?
Well, yeah, I mean, we had Elon Musk tell us that there was no test done for his Tesla. I mean, they just sent the car up, you know what I mean? So it's cool. So I'm sure the probe is just perfectly fine wherever it's going.
Elon
I
looks
wonder
very
if
trustworthy.
the probe will pass the car, or if they'll meet up somewhere out there. That'd be cool.
It's so unbelievable. It proves it's true.
It's so silly. It's all
So
ridiculous.
let's hopefully I'll save the most controversial one. Well, it shouldn't be the most controversial one. This one should be. But any signs of the presupposition that itself? Any signs of Earth-based radius? Any scientific evidence of R, gentlemen?
Nil point. George Netanyahu is in chat. Get your ass on the panel. We've got a conversation to have, sir. Something to do with electromagnetic distances to the sun using whatever. Let's hear what you've got to say. You made another one of those really silly statements in chat, making it sound all dead common sense, well known, understood. Let's hear what evidence there is for the distance to the sun, sir.
Oh, I think you sinned against them and you missed your opportunity to have time with this guru and have him speak with you or to you. So you blew it there, Riley. The guru, George, doesn't want to chat. You blew
I
it.
just sent you an image, Nathan, in
He won't
Skype.
share with you now this important knowledge.
Nathan, can I share my screen just before we get to the really contentious one? I just want to address Terry Davis in chat.
Yeah, sure. Just give me a second, though. It takes me a bit of time
The
to actually
downside
sort
of-
it out.
And if you get a chance as well, Nathan, I've sent you an image in Skype.
I've got
It's
it.
regarding that space probe.
Okie doke. One thing at a time. Right, let's do Anthony first. Okay, you're up.
Okay.
Black
So-
screen. I think, yeah.
I just want, I'm just bringing it into the screen I'm waiting for it to come on. There we go. So in the hangout yesterday, I saw this message, and in chat right now you can see Terry Davis saying, "Hi Anthony, I'm here. I hope you can accept my apology," and he'll delete his message in like the next 3 seconds or so. Yesterday's show, he put in Anthony blaming somebody for doing something similar for what he could have done. He could have been doing himself. Yeah, but the fact is, I wasn't doing it, was I? I could have been doing something, but I wasn't. So am I guilty for things that I haven't done now, or am I only guilty for the things that I have done? And the other thing is, I just want to address this one as well whilst I've got my screen open. So let me pull up this one. Make this one bigger. And this one's aimed at Arwin. Arwin's comment is, I told you guys, Riley is using Flat Earth debates as his lawyer resume. Arwin, I agree. I enjoy the battle. I enjoy the back and forth. I enjoy the banter. Do you have a problem with that?
It's one of those very rare occasions that Arwen is actually on mute. Are you done screen sharing?
Hey, I'm waiting for an answer.
Yeah, but are you done screen sharing?
I think we should wait for Arwin to respond, actually.
Okay, I don't mind.
I don't mind knocking it off the minute he says if he has a problem with it or not, because that's exactly why I'm here,
I
Arwin.
was outside smoking a.
So you missed it. So I was just asking you, Arwin. You said that you put a comment in chat saying, I told you guys, Riley is using the Flat Earth debates as his lawyer resume. I am. I enjoy the back and forth. I enjoy the banter. I enjoy the calling out of people, and I enjoy the psychological and intellectual stimulation. Do you have a problem with that?
Well, all depends on what you're going to sacrifice for that resume.
I'm not sacrificing anything.
Well, then apparently you have nothing to sacrifice.
But the point is that I'm doing what you say I'm doing, but you kind of denote a negative to it.
Yeah, and you don't get it.
Gaining skills through experience. I don't see anything basically wrong with that you can apply to real life and real skills.
Well, then you don't really understand what I mean by lawyer. Because a lawyer tends to manipulate, screw people over, put things to their hands, no matter the cost.
Here's a problem with that. Here in Commonwealth law and common law, anyone can be a counsel for a defense if the person is accused, except you. Now that means anyone can be a lawyer, is what I'm saying. And everyone is, because it's not just lawyers who can skew words and create babble and mess around. That's the purview of every single person who has this cursive English spelling language, and any other language for that matter. People play with words.
My question is, Arwin, do you have a problem?
I wasn't talking about lawyer as in a professional sense. Because, if you're going to use Flat Earth debates as a lawyer resume, really? Think that's going to work? No, it was a metaphor.
It's the playground that I enjoy.
You obviously didn't get it.
Well, maybe I didn't get it. Perhaps you'd like to explain.
I just did. It's a social behavior. It's winning no matter the cost, no matter who you're going to burn.
It's an argument over the shape of the earth.
Yeah, but you're very keen on winning no matter the cost, even if it's bringing you into fields of indecency.
I agree, Arwin.
Jimmy, what do you think of that image on the screen?
Well, hang on, I admit that. But what my question is do you have a problem with that?
There you go.
No, but I admit it. So what's the problem? I'm asking if you have a problem with that.
It is a problem.
It's about how you conduct yourself.
You just admitted to being indecent. Okay.
No, I didn't. I admitted to using it like a legal playground.
You did it right here.
Yeah.
This isn't a popularity contest either.
Searching for the truth is not about winning, though. I mean, when you're telling the truth, it doesn't matter who's right or not. It's the truth that matters.
I think in this debate, winning is important, because if you lose on key points, then you lose a lot. Like GeoStreamer, he's lied twice in the last week, and he's now got a conspiracy with him where him, Sean Hufford, and Soundly conspired to try and discredit me at all costs and come up with the most implausible explanation for what we were able to demonstrate ever. So they have to win that, but they're not going to win it, and they haven't won it. So they're going to lose an awful lot of cred. A lot.
But can you say the same about you, Anthony?
Right, but what have you got against me?
Well, nothing personally. I'm not sure.
No, not personally. What have you got against my positions?
How you Welsh on the bet?
But again, Anthony, they lost because they're lying.
We can go over that. We can go over that. The fact that you don't understand it doesn't mean that I actually lost the bet.
You did. You didn't
No,
pay.
I didn't.
And this is
The
why I
moon
agree
passes
with
in front of
Anthony,
the sun
because this is
on your
about
model
a
every
subject,
27
a
days.
subject,
Do
not
you
about
understand that?
personalities.
I think it shows the personality, though.
No, but the moon passes in front of the sun every 27.3 days on your model. It casts a shadow every single month. That's the point. Now,
You said it
sometimes
only
it falls
happens
on
because it
water,
didn't come up. You
sometimes
don't
it
see it
falls on
because it's
land,
across water.
sometimes it
or-
falls in space, but it still does it.
Okay, well, does everyone else on the panel agree with that then? That we have
Yes, I do. I agree with Anthony in this one. That's not what I was referring to. I was referring to his overall social behavior and stance,
What about
not to any bets he made with idiot
But
Globers
what about
like
your
you.
position, Jimmy? We demonstrated clearly that you were wrong with regards to your citation when asked by D Marble who measured the distance to the sun. You presented that it was
Origins.
Christian Huygens and Cassini, who you pronounced Cassina. But when challenged, we realised that that wasn't right because it was based on the presupposition that Venus was the same size as Earth, which stands to this day. But when we presented you evidence, you wouldn't back down on it. So let's say that I'm wrong with the bet one. What are you going to do with your position right now?
Nathan?
Yes.
Are you going to distract?
We have eclipses every month.
So you're distracting from your point. I've just said, let's say that I'm wrong about that. What are you going to do about your point?
Well, okay,
Jimmy is
Jimmy.
quite good at distracting.
Hold on, Jimmy. This conversation line about the bet followed Anthony pointing out that GeoStreber, Sean Hufford, and Soundly have all conspired to cover up a lie recently. What are your feelings on that, Jimmy? Because that was the original question when you brought up
Well,
the bet.
before I got binned yesterday, I said my point. If it's a one-on-one debate, I don't think it's the worst thing that has ever happened, but if it's a one-on-one debate, it should remain a one-on-one debate.
I agree with you. It's not the biggest crime. He's had a bit of background feeding, so what? The bigger
Hold
crime
on, Anthony.
is he's got two of his mates.
Anthony, I wasn't asking you.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
What was the question again? Sorry.
The question specifically was, what was your feelings about the aftermath of GeoStreber's being very Weasley, demonstrating his stupidity by requiring help from Soundly during a discussion with Anthony? My question specifically is, what are your feelings about the conspiring to cover that up by Soundly, GeoStreber, and Sean Hufford?
I would have to take your word on it. I've not actually seen that myself. I don't know the ins and outs of it, so I can't really comment on those.
Okay, I'll give you a very brief rundown.
Keep it unbiased.
Okay, there is a tape recording of GeoStreber. You don't need to interrupt me. I'm giving you a breakdown of something you don't know, Jimmy. Don't nod along. You cut the mic. Okay, so there is a tape recorded conversation of GeoStreber talking to Soundly. Unbiased enough for you, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's good start.
So it conclusively proves that they were talking to each other. However, they have said they were not, despite having been tape recorded doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my question, Jimmy. It's not okay. It's what's your feelings about that?
As I said, if it's a one-on-one debate, that's how.
No. I clarified my question wasn't about the debate. It wasn't about what Geo had done. In the aftermath, there has been a conspiracy between GeoStreber, Soundly, and Sean Hufford to cover up what GeoStreber did. I'm not asking for your opinion on what he did originally. I'm asking for your opinion on the conspiracy to cover it up in the aftermath. Cover up the recording of GeoStreber talking to Soundly.
And can you explain how they did that? Sorry.
I don't care how they did it. I've got a tape recording of them doing it. I want your reaction to them trying to cover it up with more lies. Specifically that. What's your reaction to that?
If that's the case, then that is underhand, if that is the case.
It is the case, and it is very underhand, as they are. GeoStreber, Soundly, and Sean Hufford are indeed underhanded. Downright disgusting behaviour.
We can play it for you again, Jimmy, if you'd like to hear it.
That'd be okay, thank you.
I don't mind hearing it again, Anthony. You go ahead.
My pleasure. So,
I kinda like-
and then we'll come back to the Venus point, because if you're going to attack me on the eclipse point, it's only fair that you take one back. All right.
Have you got it
So
actually
this is the recording where Geo starts to stumble. Now, initially, I considered these to be independent of each other, but they're actually, like Nathan pointed out, they're not only contemporaneous, but they flow as a conversation. So you have to kind of listen for the differences, but realize that they're actually a conversation.
Have you shared sounds? Because I'm getting nothing.
Oh, sorry. Perhaps not. Right, the sound will just pass through. So this is Geo stumbling for words to say.
Wait, let me check it. Where was it? Further down, right?
So he says, "Where was it? Further down, right?" And then Soundly says,
"Yeah, go back to that definition he cites too."
Soundly says, "Yeah, go back to that definition he cites too." So whatever it is he's looking for at this moment, he's saying, "Where was it? Further down, right?" And then Soundly says, "Yeah, go back to that definition that he cites." And what do you know? 30 seconds prior, we were talking about the definition. So they are literally communicating one-to-one with each other whilst it's supposed to be a one-to-one hangout. Now, I agree with you. It's not the biggest of crimes. He's been caught out cheating. But what is big is that he gets two of his buddies to try and create muddy waters for it and to come up with some plausible explanation or counter, in some way try and discredit me along the way, to try and get their mate through the muddy water. That's where it's dodgy.
If it was just Geo Streber's demonstration of his incapacity to actually debate you one-on-one, that would just be a demonstration of Geo Streber's stupidity, you know, his flaws as a human being, you know, his inadequacy, and that would be it, you know, and a bit underhanded because he told you it was one-on-one, but it just ends up making him look very stupid. But it's the fact, like you say, that in the aftermath, his co-conspirator in the deception in the first place, Soundly, the guy feeding him the information, has then gone hand in glove with him to try and cover it up with Sean Hufford on Sean Hufford's channel, with Sean Hufford declaring that Anthony is playing a hangout in the background that just happens to perfectly coincide with a perfect conversation. Geo gets stuck. Where do I find this? Is it down here? Yeah. Also bring up the citation. It's a blatant conversation between the two. It's not a hangout playing in the background. They're just lying through their back teeth continually.
Yeah.
Just liars.
And let me just add, I noticed when I was watching the Hangout back yesterday, the 30-minute one, that there are a couple of people in chat saying, well, why isn't Riley talking about the bit where he speaks about some other part? And I didn't know what they were referring to at the minute, and it's because I stopped halfway through the Hangout once I'd got the nuts and bolts of what the point he was trying to make. In the last 15 minutes of Sean's Hangout, there is a secondary point that Sean makes, and what he's concluded now is completely different to the point that's being discussed at the beginning, which is the conversation that GeoStreamer has with Soundly that's one-to-one and contemporaneous. They are literally having a conversation. Sean wants us to move away from that and look somewhere else. Now, my position is, I'll come to that, but I want closure on this first point first. Let's get this point rounded off. Was Geo being fed or not?
He was.
And we know
There's no question
talking
about this. There's no need to ask them for a concession. I would say at this stage, 95% of the audience understand implicitly that it's absolutely a contemporaneous conversation between Geo Streber and Soundly. There is no doubt about this. They are talking to each other. You know, the fact that it's really, really, really quiet on the original stream is a testament to the fact that they were trying to cover it up, the fact that they're having a conversation, and you had to pull it out by raising the level 400%. So ultimately speaking, this is something they've tried to hide.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
They've been caught red-handed.
And that's worse than the crime, the original crime by Geo in the first place. Yeah, sure, he was being fed. I mean, we knew that they were doing it anyway, but we've never been able to prove it because it's not easy. They're hiding it, but they're doubling down on the lie. And Sean is stupid enough to run with it, and so Soundly. But don't forget, Soundly knows exactly what happened because he was the one having the conversation. Soundly's worse than Sean. Sean's guilty for being a dumb fuck, but Soundly's the one that's the real problem because he knew about it from the start and still didn't tell his mates. Or probably has told his mates, and they've all conspired. It's one or the other.
Who cares? They're definitely lying. Soundly and GeoStreber, possibly more than Sean. Sean might be innocent and just thick. Who knows? Either way, he's contributed to their deception. And their deception is to cover up the fact that they're having a conversation with each other.
So when it comes back to the point about Venus being the same size as Earth, on the assumption when you answered the question to D Marble about who actually measured the distance to the sun, and you cited Cassini and Christine Huygens, and that turned out to be based on a presupposition that Venus was the same size as Earth. You're expected to concede that that was a bad citation and accept that it was wrong, or bad at least, and you won't concede that, will you, Jimmy?
Nope.
Why not?
Poor chance of platinum diarrhea.
Hold on, Ranty.
When you concede about solar eclipses, maybe I'll concede my.
Sorry, shut your mouth about solar eclipses.
Do you think solar eclipses?
Shut your mouth! Why won't you concede your bullshit nonsense that doesn't prove what you assert? Why won't you concede it is the question.
Have you been told not to?
Calculated the distance to the sun, and
Yeah, not
Cassini was 7% off.
Don't circle jerk us round to the original point that we have absolutely obliterated, you little prick. Tell us why you won't concede something that is obvious bullshit, unless you can prove the radius of Earth, which has been used to presuppose the radius of Venus. You don't have an argument here. Your point has been demolished. You must concede.
I'd like to ask Jimmy a question I wasn't able to ask the other day.
Go ahead, Travis.
All right, so we're told that he was 7% off. Is that correct, Jimmy?
Yeah.
That would mean that the evaluation is based on a precise measurement in order to determine that he was 7% off.
Yeah, so what's the benchmark now, and where does that come from?
Where is that precise measurement, and who made it?
You have to find that yourself, but it's out there.
Excuse me,
really?
He's just asked you. You're the one who provided this citation. You're the one who's just confirmed it was 7% off a measurement. So where is that measurement, Jimmy? We can find it. No, you little prick. You can find it. Or you can concede your nonsense.
And don't forget, Nathan, when he did cite evidence from
I'll just say
something,
one
he
thing.
added
If that's
words.
okay, Ranty, sorry to interrupt.
He added words that weren't there in
have to go.
No, you can't say one thing. Unless it's conceding that what you have cited absolutely does not prove what you have asserted, or you go and find the current measurement that you have said it's 7% off. I'm not interested in anything you've got to say.
Okay, well, I'll have to come back on that 7%. I found it the other day, but I need to get the more accurate modern.
Okay, and what about your concession?
Save your links,
Hold on,
Jimmy.
hold on. What about your concession?
I concede to the points displayed by the panel. I've just got one question before I go. if that's
What
okay.
point?
That were my citations were nefarious. How about that?
Nefarious?
How
about wrong? Incorrect?
But I think nefarious sounds a bit more mystical.
I don't care what you think. I want to hear I was wrong. My assertion was incorrect. My citation did not back what I said. Words to that effect, Jimmy.
I was asked by D Marble to ping up 3 people who had found the measurements or the distance to the sun. I went on a website on the fly and found 2 names from 1653 and 1671. One of those was 7% out of the known AU.
What's AU, Jimmy?
Astronomical unit.
Where do they get that from?
Measurements.
What measurements, Jimmy? That's the point of this. You're circle jerking us around again. You haven't conceded. You've got one last chance, Jimmy. I need you to concede that what you provided as a citation did in no way back your assertion that they had an accurate measurement to the sun. The reason is because you are using the presupposition of an Earth radius as the radius of Venus, used when measuring the transit. So, you do not have an accurate measurement to the sun. You have a presupposition of an Earth radius and a presupposition that Venus, a light in the sky, is not only a planet spherical like Earth hasn't been proven to be, but is also the same size. This in no way proves your assertion, and I want you to concede it.
A big concession there.
You're just mumbling.
I concede that my citations no way backed up what I said, and they were based on presuppositions of the size of Venus, and I am a bad lad. How's that?
No, you don't need to say you're a bad lad. In fact, kudos. Took a long time, but thank you.
There you go.
Now, what about that citation from Wikipedia where you added words to it?
Nathan, can I ask a couple of questions? I've really got to go very shortly. I'll be only on for like 2-3 minutes.
Well, okay. Anthony just asked you about you adding stuff into a citation from Wikipedia.
I don't see any problem with that whatsoever.
Well, we went through this
Really?
yesterday and we played it to you. You lied and said that you changed your intonation to make it clear that you were adding something.
No, I actually listened to Anthony's video of me, which I'm actually becoming a bit of a name on YouTube. I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah, for
but
being
yeah,
a liar, though, right?
I actually read off very, very quickly the actual citation, the sentence, yeah, and then I slow down and add the extra few words.
Yeah, that's because you weren't reading them anymore. So you had to make them off your top of your head rather than reading them. That has nothing to do with in any way indicating that it wasn't being read off the page that I asked you to present, and you didn't.
But my summary is actually a summary of the next few paragraphs. And it actually, within the sentence itself, it tells about, talks about actual planets
It
themselves.
sounds like you're defending the fact that you added to a citation you claimed you were reading from only seconds earlier. You made no disclaimer. Shh. You made no disclaimer whatsoever that you were adding Jimmy's little extra bit. And then when challenged, your response immediately was, "What?" in shock. Not, "Oh yes, that was just my extra bit." Then Anthony had to take you to the original bit that you read and drag out of you that you added something, at which point I got very annoyed, because up until then you were shocked and shaken, and I thought you were reading something that you wouldn't present, and I specifically asked you to present. So, Jimmy, it seems like your intention was to deceive. You didn't want to present what you read, and upon reading it, you, without changing your tone, added a little bit extra. So, why are you now defending this like it's okay? It isn't.
I literally don't understand where you guys are coming from on this.
Okay, I'll break it down in very simple words, Jimmy. If you declare that you are reading something, and then you read and add your own words to it, that is very disingenuous.
It's not a citation, that's a summarization.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you said, "I am now going to read," and then you read, but added to, then you became a liar. You weren't reading.
No.
Yeah, you said, "I will
play it
now
again,
read." You didn't. You interpreted
play it
and
again,
added
mate.
to. That's a lie.
A citation is exact. Citation is a citation. You
I was given
literally
a
read
citation. I read a
what
sentence.
you read out what you read.
Right. Verbatim. Look up what verbatim means, and then tell me that it's okay to add stuff.
I was explaining something.
You don't explain something by reading a piece of text and then adding to it. You read, pause, and then say, "In my opinion," or you add something that makes it clear that you are not carrying on the citation. You did not do that, and when called on it by Anthony, who happened to be reading it at the time, your reaction was, "What?" As if to say, "No."
Nathan, we can play it again if he's struggling.
Yeah, I think we should. Go on, Anthony. Let's hear it again. Just posted garbage again that doesn't prove your assertion.
Astronomy technique of observing nearby astronomical objects by reflecting microwaves off target objects and analyzing reflections. This is how they measure the distance between planets.
Where does it say that?
And one of the links I put in.
Where? That's not what you, when you were reading then, that's not what it said.
What?
So, did you hear that, Jimmy? Seemed to have gone
Celestial
quiet.
Celestial objects.
Sorry, I'm talking about your reaction. Your reaction where you went, "What?" He asked you, he said, "You're not reading that. Where have you got that from?" And then you told him that you'd read it from a citation. You made it clear that you had just read it. You hadn't just read it though, Jimmy, you blatant liar.
Why don't you play the rest of the clip?
No, we're focused on your lie, Jimmy. I don't mind. Anthony, can you play it again for us?
Yeah, I'm just getting to it now.
Reflections.
You've just posted garbage again that doesn't prove your assertion.
Astronomy technique of observing nearby astronomical.
Oh, we've lost sound from you, Anthony. Or as
You've
my
lost
hand...
sound?
No. Yeah, I've got you now, but we lost sound halfway through. Maybe just
Oh,
start
right. I don't
sharing
know.
again.
I don't know why.
Slightly ruins
did
the
it-
point, but hopefully we can get it back in a moment.
Right. Are you ready?
Yes, ready when you are.
Radar
Do you want to just concede it now? No, lost sound again. Ugh.
Microwave
Oh, I know
target
why.
objects and analyzing.
Concede it now, Jimmy.
You lose the sound when I press my microphone button. It must kick my. I turn my mic off so that you know that you don't get the dogs chewing on chew sticks, because that's what they're doing right now.
Just concede now that you've just posted garbage again that doesn't prove your assertion.
Astronomy, technique of observing nearby astronomical objects by reflecting microwaves off target objects and analyzing reflections. This is how they measure the distance between planets.
Where does it say that?
And one of the links are put in.
Where? That's not what you. When you were reading, then that's not what it said.
What?
Where does it say that about measuring the distant planets?
Oh, that's what my addition to that was.
Right, so that was not in the citation.
Sorry,
you ad-libbed that in yourself.
What did he just say? That was my addition to that.
Yeah.
Were they your words? That was your addition. Can you just hold on? Yeah. I want to know what that means. What does that mean, Jimmy?
What did you mean, Jimmy?
What did you mean, Jimmy? He asked you where you got what you had specifically just said from, and you said it was part of a citation. It wasn't. They were your own words. And when he pointed that out, your reaction was, what?
And then I said, that was my addition.
He asked you where you got it from, and you said it was a citation. It was not a citation.
No, I didn't say it was a citation. I said it's in the chat, the group chat.
You said it's in a link that I posted. Yeah. No, it wasn't, Jimmy. They were your own words. It was not in the link you posted. You are a blatant liar. It's as simple as that. You said it's in the link I posted, and it wasn't in the link you posted. It wasn't a citation. It was your own words that you added.
Okay, I'm a liar.
Yeah, we know you're a liar, Jimmy. Thank you for admitting it.
At least he's admitting it.
Yeah, we know you're a liar.
Okay.
So why are you here then?
Why are you here, liar?
I've got questions for you.
I don't care. You're a liar. Why would I answer any questions from you? You're a liar.
Lying, Nathan. Let's not talk about who's related to who in your family. Let's not talk about lying in court.
No, hold on. What are you talking about? We've just proved you're a liar, and now you're attacking my family. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I've just proven, and you've admitted that you're a liar, and now you're attacking my family.
Yeah, because I'm disappointed that
because you're stuttering like a little bitch, right? We're handing you your own ass, you liar, and you'll be labelled a liar from now until any time you ever come on the show, liar, because that's what you are, a self-admitted, self-confessed liar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't talk about my family, liar. I don't want liars talking about my family, so don't talk about my family, you liar.
Okay. Bit of a complex hypothesis, Nathan.
Excuse me, why did you
Jimmy,
lie?
That's pretty low, man.
Why did you lie? Why did you lie about the citation that you didn't give?
No, I didn't really lie.
Yes, you did.
Wow.
You did lie. So you're going to lie about lying? Well, what a surprise. Liars just lie even more. Even when they've admitted that they lie, they then go on to say they didn't lie.
Don't lie, Nathan.
Excuse me?
I asked you a question. Do you lie, Nathan?
Don't ask me anything. I'm pointing out to my audience that you're a liar, and you've admitted it.
Okay. Do you lie,
You're
Anthony?
okay, you disingenuous piece of crap. Don't ask me anything. You don't get to ask me questions anymore. You're a liar. You're like GeoStreber, just a blatant liar. You don't get to ask me anything, liar.
Okay. Have you heard of a complex hypothesis, Nathan?
You don't get to ask me questions. What part of that don't you understand? You just get to answer questions, which you haven't done. Why did you lie to Anthony about giving him a citation when it wasn't? It was your own words. Why did you lie?
Yeah. Would you ever heard of a complex
Don't stutter. Answer my question. Why did you lie?
You heard of a complex hypothesis?
Why did you lie?
Question, Jimmy.
What's your answer to my question? You're not asking any more questions to me. You can ask them. They won't get an answer. But I will get an answer or you'll get kicked out because you're a liar. This is your opportunity to give your explanation for why you lied, Jimmy. You can take it or not.
It's gone quiet, Anthony.
Yeah. This is your opportunity to explain why you lied. You can either take that opportunity or you can show the audience just how disingenuous you are by asking me questions. We want to know why you lied.
Makes me feel powerful.
So because you're weak.
Yeah.
That's an answer.
Hold on, Arwin.
See, but not.
So it's because you're weak.
Weak-minded. Weak-minded.
Weak-minded. Yeah.
There you go.
You must be to talk about somebody's family from the safety of your damn keyboard. You got a lot of balls to do some shit like that.
No, he's a coward. That's why he's not on camera. He is a
No,
coward.
just when people accuse me of being a liar.
Yeah,
sorry.
but they
No, we didn't accuse you. We proved that you are a liar and you admitted it. That's the situation, Jimmy.
Okay.
Not okay. It makes you a disingenuous piece of crap.
Okay. Have you heard of a
Not okay. Don't say okay when I point out that you're a disingenuous piece of crap.
Well, your opinion doesn't really matter to me.
It's not an opinion. Fact. You're a liar. Most people find liars disingenuous.
Okay.
Not okay. You're a disingenuous piece of crap, and I want an answer. Why did you lie to me, Anthony, and the audience, several hundred people?
Because I thought, as being part of a panel of liars, I'd be okay.
So what you're saying is
Wow.
because you assume we lie, you thought you'd lie to us.
Oh no, because I know you guys lie. So
Sorry, we're not talking about us lying. You've not
Oh,
proven us to be
okay.
liars. We have proven you to be a liar, Jimmy.
let's not talk about us lying.
We are talking about you lying. So don't tell me what let's not. I am telling you and the audience, you are a self-admitted liar. That's a fact.
And you won't answer the question about complex hypothesis because it just makes you look an absolute fool.
No.
Your friend,
Not at
what's
all.
his name?
Don't start talking at me. You haven't answered my question. Why did you lie to us?
I said it made me feel powerful.
That's not a good enough answer.
Oh, okay.
So do you feel weak and pathetic for having lied?
I thought it made me feel powerful, but it does make me a bit shady, I suppose.
Yeah. What, disingenuous piece of crap?
Maybe a bit sociopathic, something like that.
Yeah.
If you have no real
lie.
trouble doing it.
You know.
Listen,
You would
even somebody on your own side, Sean Hufford says
Shout out to the
that.
mind of God. Thanks for the super chat.
Even Sean Hufford, a dude that's on your side, says that it's not cool to do what you did and go after somebody's family. Stick to the points.
No, I'm
You
talking.
want to talk about somebody's?
going after
You want
someone's
to talk about somebody's family?
I'm not
when they're
going
calling.
someone's family. I'm just saying when people lie, then accuse other people of lying. I don't think that's really fair, is it?
Excuse me. What exactly do you think I have lied about when it comes to my own family?
That's the thing. Do you know what? Actually, yesterday I mentioned.
Don't ask me a question. You've just called me a liar, specifically in relation to my family. That's what you did at the very point that we proved you are a liar. Now I want to know what you think I've lied about.
Yeah, back up your accusation.
Correct. Back up your accusation.
Continue on another subject.
Well, that's the difference between me and you guys. Yesterday I said I know a lot about you guys, yeah, and I don't want to go down that route because that's not really what I'm about.
Then
I'm
don't
asking
make
you
the accusation.
specifically.
Made about me.
Then don't make the accusation if you're not going to back it up.
So you've got no balls.
So how do you know a lot about us?
Well,
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I'm curious.
You don't know who I am, but you guys are all online. It's very simple to find.
So what does that mean? You've been stalking us?
No.
So how do you
No.
know? How do you know all about us?
If you read people's comments and put some certain words into Google, it comes up with results.
So have you done that then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that, yeah.
So you've Googled
Wow,
searched
Jimmy.
us all and researched us all, have you?
Not all of you, no.
So, but you've researched us like you've just explained that you've researched us.
Just Anthony.
So you've been stalking Anthony.
Well, I just put a Google search. I won't class it as stalking.
Right.
Kind of
Pretty-
it.
So you've
saw that.
so you've stalked Anthony, done your research on him, and then come in and lied to his face.
Another super chat.
Has Anthony lied?
Let's
Sorry,
deal that.
we
Have
have
you got any
established
evidence
that
of
you
any
have
lie?
lied, Jimmy, and the question on the table is why. You're saying it made you feel powerful, and I'm saying that's not a good enough reason.
Thought I can make new friends and influence people. How about
What, by
that?
lying to them?
No,
Well,
you
you're
just
not going
thought
to
you'd
make
get
any
away with
friends
it.
here, Jimmy.
It was just
right.
unfortunate. I happened to be looking at the document at the time that you read from it, but you thought you'd get away with it. That's why you did it.
I didn't get away with what I added 3 words.
Yeah, you didn't get
Yeah.
away with it, you disingenuous piece of crap. That's why you're being ripped a new one right now. Very bad timing as well, Jimmy, considering there's been a conspiracy to cover up lies by Geo Strieber. and by Sean Hufford, and by Soundly, where they lied and then lied some more to cover it up. Now we've had to go through this little rigmarole with you, where you've lied and then decided when caught out that you're going to start attacking my family.
I wasn't attacking your family.
Sorry, what was it about my family that you brought up, Jimmy? Exactly?
Yeah, I was talking about how you have potentially lied about your family. I wasn't
Sorry,
attacking
yeah, I've
your
asked.
family.
You've said that already. Now I'm asking you to qualify your statement.
I want to.
You don't want
talk
to?
about
What do you mean?
complex
So you're just going to level an accusation of lies at me and then not back it up like we have with audio recordings of people
No, he said
lying,
po- he said
including
possible
yourself?
lies. He said possible lies, Nathan. He didn't say lies. He said possible lies.
So based
not
on
what he said
possible
before.
lies you have no evidence for and are not prepared to talk about here, you've come on the panel and lied multiple times.
I don't know. Do
Hey,
you know what a
Pete.
complex hypothesis is, Nathan?
Sorry, you're just dodging. Why are you dodging?
Well, I wanted to ask a question, but do you know what, guys? Listen, we'll have to take this up on Monday because I've got to go.
Who says
What
you'll
shock.
be allowed in on Monday?
I thought everyone was free and welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome to come back, and I'll call you a liar again. I'll say,
Cool.
what are you doing here, liar? We don't want to answer any of your questions, liar. Why would you come back to lie to us some
Hello,
more?
Ken.
Why would you
Hello.
come back after being
Hello,
disgraced
Exactly.
so, on
What's the
two
point in you coming
topics?
back?
Because I want to ask
What?
about complex hypothesis.
Who gives
wanna
a
be a
crap
lie?
what you want? We have exposed you, and Geo Schreiber, and Sean Hufford, and Rumpus, and Soundly as liars within the space of a week. And you're saying I'll be back on Monday. What for? To lie to us some more?
I want to talk about the nature of science and the scientific method. As well.
Why? You don't know anything about the scientific method. That's been demonstrated on multiple occasions. You're a retard.
But that's my point. I don't think you do, Nathan.
Oh, really? Well, we know you lie. And you think you might have possibilities of me lying based on something about my family you don't want to disclose here. You're a disingenuous piece of crap, Jimmy, like all the people who come on here who fight your position.
I'm just going to read a sentence. I won't add any words to it.
No, don't read a damn thing. Tell me why you keep coming on this panel and lying to us about owning P900s, navigating ships, about knowing the distance to the sun, about adding things out of context with your own little bullshit words. Why, Jimmy? Why? Why is it that you do this? Shouldn't you have truth on your side? Don't you stand for the ball position?
Do, Nathan, that's the point.
It's like this version is a bit more like
Anyway, guys, gotta go. Really gotta go. Love you loads. I'll see you Monday. Bye.
Not mutual, Jimmy.
All right.
Nathan, you had a $20 super chat from Retro Bill, by the way.
Thank you very much, and shout out to Peanuts Clark as well. Much obliged.
Hey, Ken.
Shout out to Mercury Messenger who says that Nathan ignores his daughter while pushing the flat earth money scam. So make sure you smash that super chat, Mercury Messenger 7. Sean Ufford's in chat. If you'd like to join the panel, we'd love to speak to you. George Netanyahu claims that Brian Mullen has to come onto the panel and explain that he whatever. So George Netanyahu, if you want to join the panel, let's get you sorted out. You're all a bunch of liars.
Can I give a shout out to someone too as well? Sheeps and Neats.
oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what that tastes like.
Who's that in the background?
That's Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Can you...
Yeah, Ken joined us like 2 minutes ago.
Right, I just want to give a shout out to Sheeps and Neeps because it's come to my attention that he's actually going through cancer at the moment. Apparently, it's quite critical. So if you want to go to his PayPal page, he's asking for some donations there to help with the CBS oil that he's going through.
I heard about that.
And treating the cancer with. So shout out to Sheeps and Neeps. We've never really got along. But at the end of the day, I said I was going to give him a shout out because at the end of the day, he's still looking for the truth, regardless of how he does his the way he goes about it. Simple as that.
Oh,
The way he goes about it.
we got a lot of trolls, by the way.
Yeah, because we're
If we
showing.
could use one more panel member and then
It's because the reason we're getting a lot of trolls is because basically within the space of about a week, we've shown a whole bunch of different ballers as being blatant, outright liars and frauds. And Jimmy's just one in a long line of people that are doing this. Yeah. I think we're going to need to chat amongst ourselves until we can get a full panel, Anthony. You there?
What do you want me? What do you want me to do? I've been kicked.
No. I'm not saying you need to do anything, but hopefully we'll get another member of the public to join the panel just to stop the trolling, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 members. So one more and it'll be full, and we won't get trolled anymore. But till then, I've got to.
Oh wait, we've got Rune first.
Hey Rune, I think we're done. Rune
Yeah.
Thornton joined. Thank you very much, Rune. Much obliged.
All right, done.
So I was kind of
let me just-
wondering, like,
hang on.
this Ken guy. I haven't seen him before. I don't know if you have, but just like to hear his position.
I would too.
in
Hey
this.
Ken, good to have you.
Hello.
Hello.
Is my mic clear?
Yeah, very
Very.
clear.
Well, the Earth is round, obviously. Satellites are real.
Round or
obviously.
sphere?
Demonstrably.
Round or sphere? What do you mean when you say round?
Spherical, of course.
Not pear shaped.
Probably spheroid.
It depends on how you
pear
want to
shape.
measure it.
No, it depends.
It's not a
Depends.
perfect sphere.
It's either round or it's pear shaped.
Already made
Either
yourself
sphere.
look like a
It's
not a
joke.
perfect sphere.
Right.
Okay,
As close to
so
a perfect sphere as you could draw, possibly.
what was your name again? Sorry, is it Ken?
Yeah, sure.
So what's your scientific evidence for your spinning ball religion?
Spinning ball religion. Why would it be a religion?
What's your scientific evidence for it?
Scientific evidence. I can take measurements, not necessarily scientific. The measurements, do they require a scientific method?
Do you want me to ask a third time, Ken? What's your scientific evidence for your spinning ball religion?
Do we require to take a measurement, or is a measurement requiring a scientific method?
Sorry, that sounds like a
I'm not
question to me,
sure.
Ken. Do you want me to ask the question for a fourth time?
No, I really don't. I would like you to.
Well, maybe you could answer it then.
So you
Why
don't
answer
have
it?
any. Is that
Any possibility of an answer as opposed to a question back about what you need to give
I
me?
need clarification on your question.
Sure. Do you understand what the scientific method is?
Yes.
Excellent.
My
I would
question
like.
to you, though, is why a measurement is not valuable enough for you.
Because you are apparently backed by science, are you not?
I did not say I was backed by science at this
No,
point.
everybody says it.
Well, I did not.
I don't care.
Oh,
Are you
can
saying,
answer
okay,
a little-
no, let's turn that around, Ken. Is science not backing the sphere?
I won't say that either.
Oh, really? You don't seem to want to say much, Ken.
I want to say lots of things, but you.
Really?
are
Well,
not
I'm
allowed
asking
to
you a
make
very
conversation.
specific question, Ken, and you haven't answered
Okay.
it. What is your scientific evidence for your spinning ball religion?
Well, I know that your definition of science is somewhat different than most, so it's difficult to answer in your way.
It's the scientific method.
Hang on, guys. Hang on, guys. He's only just coming.
Original
Come on.
scientific method.
At least give him 5 minutes break.
Well, he hasn't answered one question. He's asserted that satellites are real and the Earth is obviously a sphere. So I've said, what's your scientific evidence to back that? And then he's got a bit tricky and doesn't want to
I
answer.
have not in any way suggested that a scientific method is needed.
Oh, well, I am, because apparently the ball is backed
Well,
by
you're a
science.
moron. We know that.
Excuse me?
You are a moron. We know that, but that's not the problem.
That's not
The
a
issue
reply.
here.
That's called an ad hominem attack. When I call
Well,
people stupid...
No, actually, it's another demonstrable fact, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's just another ad hominem attack. That's like the lowest form of debating
Measurement
tactic.
of the moon has been taken by radio waves. Radio waves travel at 186 miles per second, and they take the expected amount of time to return. They proved that the moon is 238,000 miles away, roughly, and that in turn proves that the observations we make of the moon would not make any sense on a flat plane.
How?
Sorry.
And you have
Hold
understood,
on.
right?
That's very interesting. Can you show us this? I mean, it's fascinating. Do you want to show me?
Do I want to show you?
Or back
I'd
up
have to
what
dig
you've
around
just
to try and find a
asserted.
video of this. Basically, what they do is they take a radio ham operator with a Yagi antenna, and they send a high frequency signal up. It bounces back on the moon, and it takes roughly 2.25 seconds to return.
Sorry.
How do you know it's-
Did you,
it's
hold on,
actually
Owen. Hold on.
reflecting
Did
off
you
the
say a
moon?
ham?
Hey, you-
ham ra- hold
You
on.
watch too much
Let's
TV
use a
Pro.
little
Guys,
deductive
guys,
reason
guys,
here.
can I
When
just-
we aim it away
guys?
from the moon?
Hold on. Did you say a
It
ham
does
radio
not return.
operator?
What's that?
Did you
Yes,
say a ham radio
It's
operator?
a civilian person who is into the art of radio.
A ham radio operator.
Yes.
Right. How powerful are the amplifiers that a ham radio
More
operators?
powerful amplifiers. The power that they transmit, I'm not sure what the gain is, but the transmitters are usually sub 100 watts.
Yeah, I realise. So, have you ever heard of the inverse square law?
Yes.
And do you feel that 100-watt signal could travel 250?
Depends on the gain of your antenna. Sure, certainly.
Really?
Really?
Do you want to prove that?
Let's see. I think they say that it takes about. You can do it with about 25 watts.
So 25 watts of power.
I would have to dig around for numbers for you if you needed numbers, but you don't really like numbers.
No, I'd like it demonstrated.
How would that sound?
I have some numbers.
Guys, no, quiet.
Hold
This is
on,
Nathan and Ken.
guys,
Please, let's stay on
guys,
mute.
hello. Sorry, just show me it being done. Just prove it.
Okay, let's see. Show you it being done. This has been done
Prove,
before.
prove what
I
you
believe, hasn't it?
prove what you claim, that it's bouncing off the moon with a 25-watt amplifier.
Prove that it's bouncing off the moon. If I aim it at the moon and it returns, and I aim it away from the moon and it doesn't return, would that not imply that it's bouncing off the moon?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, you tell me. That's a question to you. Do you answer questions?
This is your assertion. I don't know if this is true or not. You're making the assertion. I'm asking you to prove your assertion. Simple.
All right, so. Someone else talk for a moment. I gotta go dig around.
Yeah, I know something about even ham radio and stuff. And yeah, I know about the so-called moon bounce. And I don't personally believe in it now. I know enough about antennas, power transmission, inverse square laws, and, the nonsense.
Well, it works. Apparently you're wrong.
Well,
Did
you
you
can
not
believe
say,
what you
can
want.
somebody fill while I do something?
See, I heard.
How are you to know it's not bouncing off something else?
Ionosphere.
The speed of light is 186,000 miles per second. If it takes 2.4 seconds I can't remember, 2.4 or 2.7.
That's
radio signal does not travel at the speed of light.
Speed of light. It
What's
is not
that?
proved.
Radio
proved. We
does
use it
not
for measurement.
travel at the speed of light.
We use measurements from them. We have the exact speed of radio in the atmosphere and in a vacuum. And we can measure things with it. We measure airplanes, their speeds. We can identify where they are, how high they are, how fast they're moving. Radio works, and we know how fast it is. And it requires a knowledge of the speed of light in order to accomplish that.
How can you do? That's ridiculous. Radio signals do not travel at the speed of light. Light travels at the speed of light.
Whatever that may be.
186,000 miles per second.
Did you just say that radio waves travel at the speed of light?
Yes.
What?
There's some difference of medium,
Wow.
but it is at the speed of light.
Oh,
Wow.
sorry. Hold on. Sorry,
Fascinating new
hold on. He just said there's a difference of medium. So,
Yes.
so it's because it's traveling through a vacuum.
Yes, in a vacuum, it's exactly.
Hold on. There was a supplementary question. You just needed to affirm. There was a supplementary question. Calm down. So, can you prove that you can have a pressurized system next to a vacuum?
Irrelevant. I don't care what the atmosphere is.
Sorry, you've just claimed. Sorry, you've just claimed that's the medium it's traveling through, and I'm saying that I can debunk your medium by saying that you. Excuse me. Can you stop talking over me? Can you stop? Stop talking over me. You stop talking over me. You're being very rude. Excuse me. Can you stop talking over me?
You are an inappropriate moderator, and I am trying to speak.
Really? Well, I have asked you to prove the medium that you claim causes radio waves.
I did not claim the medium. I said it in a vacuum. It goes 186,000 miles per second. In the atmosphere,
How can radio move through a vacuum?
Sorry. Does the radio waves you claim are measuring the distance to the moon?
I am not.
You haven't even let me finish my question. You're so rude. Of course, you're accusing me of poor moderation while you talk over me before I even finish my question. You are incredibly rude, Ken. You're just like all the other ballers who come here and talk over. You've got a bit of the rumpus about you. Have you been to the same training? Have you?
Nathan is talking. Just
same
so
training.
Oh,
same training as the rumpus, maybe.
Fine.
Yeah. Am I going to get to finish my question or not, Ken?
No, you are not.
I run this show, Ken. I will absolutely get to finish my question, whether you like it or not. You think you are? Okay, Ken. So the medium that you claim it travels through is a vacuum, and I can debunk that medium by admirably asking one question. Can you demonstrate that we have a pressurized system next to the medium that you claim these radio waves travel through?
Okay, when you go up to the top of a mountain, like Mount Everest, the pressure drop is about 10 psi, right?
Sorry, what does PSI stand for exactly?
Pounds per square inch.
So at the
Are you
top...
that stupid that you don't even know that.
So
after
at the
you've been told
top...
1,000 times.
Per square inch of what? What's it pressing on at the top? Per inch of what?
Can I interject real quick because I want to say something?
Jose,
No,
Jose,
I really don't wish to hear from you.
Jose. Sorry, it stands for per square inch. Can you all go on mute if you're not
You're
talking,
almost
please?
as stupid as Nathan. So, I mean,
Excuse
really...
me, can you stop? If you give me one more ad hom, you're going.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Whew.
Right.
Stop
So,
being
you
around.
said it's per square inch, and I would like to know at the top layer, per square inch of what? What's it pressing on?
Gravity?
Sorry,
On other
what's it
molecules?
pressing on at the top? Per square inch of what?
Oh, no. When you get up to the top, there's zero pressure.
Sorry, so what's it pressing on where there is pressure? The last layer, the top layer. What's
The
that?
top layer is
Excuse,
being
I haven't,
pulled down
again,
by
I haven't
gravity,
finished my
obviously.
question, and you're already
care what your
talking.
question is.
Yeah, you're already talking while I'm talking. I haven't finished my question. At
I
the
don't
very...
really care. Your question is stupid. It's malformed.
Oh, really? Well, you said it stood for pressure. Pounds per square inch was what pressure was measured by. And I'm asking per square inch of what at the top? A vacuum? Is it pressing per square inch of vacuum?
No, it's actually the weight of the molecules at that point.
Sorry, the weight of the vacuum above it? The lower pressure
No, the weight
system?
of the molecules.
Sorry, there is no molecules above it, though, is there? There's a vacuum.
No, the last molecule has... When you have a pile of sand, the last sand grain on top of that pile has the least amount of force on it.
Right.
It
It's
is
got air.
little-
Sorry, sand has got air above it, though, which creates pressure on the sand. I'm asking you where the layer of gas pressure meets the vacuum. That's what I'm talking about. What's it pressing on there?
What is pressing on the top of that sand, on the top of your sand pile?
Sorry, we're not talking about sand. Sand
We are
is solid.
talking about sand.
Excuse
Sand
me,
isn't
you're doing it again. I've started talking and you've immediately started talking again. So we're not talking about sand because sand is a solid. We are talking about a gas, specifically gas pressure, something that it spans in all directions. And I want to know per square inch of what at the top.
Air has weight.
Yeah, what's pressing?
molecule has weight.
What is it pressing on at the top?
Molecule has weight.
Yeah,
It is
so
sitting there on top of the
what's it
pile.
pressing on? Gas expands in all directions. High pressure flows to low pressure. That's called entropy. So at the top layer, where you have a considerably lower pressure system called a vacuum, what's it pressing on?
There's no considerably lower pressure at the vacuum line.
Oh, really? So the gas pressure, that's not a higher pressure than a lack of pressure altogether. That's not lower in pressure in the vacuum.
Nope. Last molecule on top is not exposed to any pressure differential.
Really? So the vacuum above it is not a pressure differential. It's not
No.
lower in pressure.
No.
Well, then you're an
If I had
idiot.
a molecule
Sorry,
sitting in-
excuse me.
just
Having
in the
a
middle of
vacuum is a lack of gas pressure. Therefore, underneath it, you have gas pressure. So what we have is gas pressure next to a vacuum, a lower pressure system.
There's no pressure difference.
Excuse me. What pressure? What's it pressing on?
There is no pressure differential.
So how'd you get
in
gas
space and the
pressure?
last molecule.
How'd you get gas pressure from the last layer then, if it's not
By
pressing on
stacking
anything?
up
You said it was.
molecules.
You said it was PSI. So what's the inch of at the top? Hello.
Hello.
Do you have an answer? Do you have an answer? Is it because let's give you a few of your ad hominins? Is it because you're an idiot? Is that why you don't have an answer? Is it because you're stupid? See, my ad hominins, they come after I absolutely rip someone like you and you asshole. Then I call you an idiot. When you just come on and call me an idiot, that's just a crappy ad hominin. When I do it, it's because I've just obliterated your argument. Okay? Idiot!
Yes, you have deflated my
Okay,
argument.
idiot. I'll now start talking over you, idiot. Is that okay by you, idiot? Your argument
Yes,
holds
it is.
no weight. It can't hold any pressure. Ha ha.
Now, Chat Earth, you do realize...
Excuse me, why are you now talking to Chat Earth? I have just ripped you a new asshole, and I'm now calling you an idiot. Like you called me earlier with no reason to do so.
Well, you are. You are, sir.
Oh, so it's back to not destroying my argument and just ad homing me. Idiot.
No, the answer was satisfactory. The last molecule essentially has no pressure on it.
So the last molecule that has pressure has no pressure. You are a certified moron.
It has a molecule sitting on top of it, and that is your last molecule essentially.
Sorry,
it's
the last
more
molecule
complicated
doesn't
than
have
that.
something sat on top of it. That's a contradiction in terms. It's the last molecule. Above that, according to your bullshit religion, you have a vacuum. That's what you have.
I can bring it down to a level you can understand, but you...
Yeah, you don't need to insult me, mate. Yeah, these pathetic little weak insults that you're coming out with are coming in lieu of me ripping you a new asshole and destroying the very medium that you think these radio waves transmit through. You're an idiot.
That's okay, yeah.
It's not okay. You're an idiot. If you think it's okay for you to be an idiot, that's fine by you. It's not fine by me. It's not okay. You're an idiot.
That's okay.
Yeah,
It's
and
not okay. I'll say it again. It seems to be a common theme here, Ken. I say something, and then you have to have it repeated 3 more times. You're an idiot, and that's not okay. I don't like idiots.
Oh, no, Kurt.
By the way, Nathan, George Netanuk in chat just said that radio travels through a vacuum.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, how do you have gas pressure next to said vacuum for these radio waves to transmit through? Because according to this dickhead on the panel, the last molecule's got molecules on top of it, even though it's the last molecule. So there's still pressure, even though there's no pressure. This guy doesn't really know how to use his doublespeak very well.
So anybody here agrees that a radio signal can go through a vacuum?
Why? I asked you a question. If you put a vacuum inside, or a radio inside of a vacuum chamber, and
Sorry, we're talking about out in space, and I've just debunked that the medium where it actually travels through, not a vacuum chamber that you're going to put a radio in, that doesn't exist, my friend.
I'm going to
I
Google
don't. Why do you care about whether it exists or not? You're making.
Why do I care whether the very medium that you need for your argument to be successful exists or not? Because it absolutely obliterates your argument, my friend.
What, the radio
Doesn't
doesn't...
matter if it's easy. If you believe it's okay.
You think it's okay for me to debunk the medium that you think these radio waves transmit through and then just start telling me how the radio waves transmit in a controlled vacuum that is absolutely sealed and has a lid? Which is the thing I'm asking about your medium, space, the vacuum. Where's the lid, my friend? What's it pressing on? Doesn't need a lid. So, okay, let me ask you this then, Ken. You're about to give us an example of a radio wave transmitting through a vacuum. Did that vacuum have a lid?
What's not true, Arwen?
Sorry, did that vacuum have a lid?
I'm not talking to you, Nathan, right now. I'm asking Arwen.
Oh, you're not? Sorry, did you
got
just tell the
interesting,
host of the
sense
show
of
that
the
you're
world.
not talking to the host?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, right.
No.
Goodbye. You think you can not talk to the host? Oh, right. You got a bit of the rhetoric about you, have you? Think you're special, do you? You're a special stalk.
special baller. But
Special
Nathan,
baller.
yeah, I kind of looked it up out of curiosity about the so-called radio through a vacuum, and and he said, and Netanyahu said, "Oh yeah, it turns into a laser." Well, guess what? It doesn't. They have specific sensors that can transmit radio signals into light to actually do that, because it doesn't do it. It's absolute bullshit.
Nathan,
George
are you thinking of doing a
Netanyahu,
break?
I should actually call the board of ethics, because yeah, that is just a ridiculous statement that you made. Absolutely
Yes,
ridiculous.
indeed, we are going to have a quick 10-minute break, Anthony.
Because I've got an update on Sean Hufford.
okay.
Do you want to do it before or after?
Do it now, and then I'll round out.
Great. I'll screen share.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay.
Sorry.
Just when I want to round out and press the load of the button. No worries, let's get that done.
So basically, Sean...
Just give me a second.
Sure. This was going on in the background whilst you and the latest ball earther idiot we were arguing over whatever. I wasn't really even listening because I just knew it was going to go one particular way.
You're on.
So Sean had asked me, I didn't put it in this message, but he'd asked me why is it that I've not responded to his challenge, which is to do with a different part of the video. And my response is that I'm not happy to move off topic until there is closure on the point that I made. Geo was being fed by Soundly. Do you accept that he was or not? And then Sean says, Geo was not in the Hangout or on a call with Soundly. 100% of the audio from Soundly is being picked up by your microphone. So I just want to dissect this sentence. It says, Geo was not in the Hangout or on a call with Soundly. That sentence is probably true. Geo was not in the Hangout with Soundly. Geo was in the Hangout with me. So that bit's true. Or on a call with Soundly. Well, that implies Skype. So that may or may not be true. He could have been on TeamSpeak. He could have been on some other platform. But that sentence is potentially true, but not necessarily false. It could actually be true, depending on the specific meaning of the word call. But this last bit's completely wrong. 100% of the audio from Soundly is being picked up by your microphone. So I said, so you deny that the conversation between Geo and Soundly was a two-way conversation? It was a fluke. And then he says, it was a fluke. The video that you were watching was a previous Hangout. We are finding it. Geo wears headphones, so his mic wouldn't pick up someone else talking. Couldn't go into much more but sell. I don't even know what that means. It couldn't go into much more but sell. And I said, good luck on that. Until you find, then off you can fook. So what I want to do, Nath, is just before we do break for a thingy, I'll share my sounds. I just want to play it again for the benefit of the audience, because I want them to hear what Sean claims is a fluke. And basically,
just to give clarity though, before you do, so what he's claiming is your audio is playing a Hangout that he hasn't got, hasn't found, hasn't cross-referenced, but it absolutely is that audio that they don't have, and is not a contemporaneous conversation between Geo when Geo stumbles, looks like he could do with some help, asks a direct question, pauses and gets an answer in the affirmative, and then a little bit of advice. When the advice comes to its conclusion, he starts talking again, and then there's another response from the third party, Soundly. Now, according to Sean, that is just a coincidence.
So what you're listening for is you're listening for Geo saying, where is it? And then Soundly saying, he says, where is it? Down here, right? And then Soundly goes, yeah, and go back to that definition he cites. So he's asking for where is it? Down here, right? And then Soundly says, yeah, go back to that definition. Now, if that's not a two-way conversation between Geo and Soundly, I don't know what more evidence you're ever going to accept.
It is. I mean, we'll play it in a second, and then I will definitely round out. But there's no two ways about this. It's as clear as crystal. It's a two-way conversation between Geo Strieber, who obviously couldn't cope with the Hangout on his own and did definitely need help from Soundly because he's stupid. Well, this could have just been embarrassing if it wasn't for them trying to cover it up. But I don't think there's any more than probably 5% of dedicated ballers who just want to believe them that would see this any other way. It's a contemporaneous conversation between Geo and Soundly. There's no other way of seeing it. If you can play it without interruption, so just from start to beginning, from beginning to end.
I'll do it 3 times, because what you're listening for is Geo saying, where is it? Down here, right? And then Soundly says, yeah, and go back to that definition that he cites. That's what you're listening for. I'll play it 3 times.
Wait, let me check it. Where was it? Further down, right?
Yeah, go back to that definition you cited too, Sean.
Small angle formula. Wait, let me check it. Where was it? Further down, right?
Yeah, go back to that definition you cited.
Check it. Where was it? Further down, right?
Yeah, go back to that definition you cited too.
Further down, right? Yeah, go back to that definition. So Sean's claiming that that's a coincidence, right? I'm calling bullshit.
Just play the whole thing, including the second time he talks to him. So play it for the whole of what's on your screen. So you get maybe a little bit before as well. And then just let it play for whatever it is, 35 seconds.
Wait, let me check it. Where was it? Further down, right?
Yeah, go back to that definition you cited too, Sean.
Small angle formula. What?
You can't differentiate size.
Small angle Did you change the page?
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible, including Jimmy, the blatant outright liar, and Ken, the disingenuous asshole. Also, a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, then you know exactly what to do, but if you like the show, maybe consider sharing it with a friend, or subscribing if you've not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!